Guys, welcome to FPG. Today we have something special. I got informed that there's a new video out there of Bricky's every single Warhammer series. This was one of the first videos I saw and one of the biggest that introduced me into the Warhammer 40k universe. So, there's a new one out there. I thought we can slot it in between the other videos and take a look at it and enjoy some more Bricky for a good time. So here is every single Space Marine Legion in a nutshell by Bricky. Let's go.
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently stuck in the walls of the most prodigious school in the Imperium by punishment for falling asleep during class.
Happens to me all the time.
God bless the Skull of Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Secondly, we are here to dig a little deeper. Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40k, they think Space Marines, but...
Actually, the first time I saw 40k, it wasn't Space Marines, and I didn't thought of Space Marines. It was Tyranids. Because of my big loves to the Zerg, it was the Tyranids that drew me into the 40k universe. And also, I saw then there are orcs and stuff like that, and it was crazy, so I thought, give it a look. Let's give it a look, man.
There are many types of Space Marines, formed from 20 separate legions. We are going to rattle them off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A disclaimer, like in my Every Faction Explained video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamander's Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies,
then it's true.
They aren't exactly doing that, mostly.
Literally.
I would like to pet this creature.
But you can infer that they care about civilians and are a bit kinder than the average Space Marine. A Space Marine being a genetically modified super soldier that's had 1 million new and terrifying organs shoved into them, refrigerators strapped to their bodies, and are so far above the average human that they are referred to as demigods instead. Each Space Marine has a father, unlike a Primarch, which is basically an even bigger Space Marine that was forged in a lab by the God Emperor of mankind.
I learned about him,
gigantic
and I continue to learn about him
everywhere, who is both the leader and now the martyr of.
I also think it's a little rough that he has to, you know, put a disclaimer out there like this. I know some people can be a little rough on him. They said, yeah, he's not accurate. He just fucks things up all the time. But I think his style, to do it with all those memes, all that stuff, it's very light humor, very good, very nice for introduction. It doesn't take itself too serious, you know? It's not a brick in the wall. It's a very gentle and funny way to introduce people into the universe. And I think that's a great style. And that, for most of the people, I think that's the right path to go through. There are a lot of people, of course, they don't like it. They like factual stuff. They like really hard, detailed lore from the beginning. But a lot of people, they like to be eased in and brought into a universe, and I think he does a great job at that, and yeah, for me, certainly he did. So I appreciate his style. It's really nice. It's really refreshing.
Humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of Space Marines.
I heard about
their sons. Not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated Primarch via a gene seed, a special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch, and, you know, their seed. So Shagatai Khan of the White Scars has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast.
Oh,
his sons,
Mad Max.
The Space Marines, also want to go really fast. I should note that I am only referring to the legions this time around. If you're interested in sub-factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have a excellent Black Templar video. I'd argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put it in the description. Look up Black Templar video in the description.
Do you recommend it? I haven't seen a lot of Black Templars. Really, I didn't. So I don't really know a lot about them. I saw a few comments here and there going a little bit into it. But maybe I should take a deeper look into them as well. I don't know how he did this video. If he does that with his normal humor and stuff like that and just goes on, it should be worth a watch for sure. So I might take a look at that. Right now we have a lot of projects going on. A lot of stuff I have to finish. So It will be put on the list, but the list is long and it's growing every day.
You'll get what you need. And now, with the easy explanation out of the way,
Nice
let us
background.
begin with our first
Very old school.
Legion.
Oh,
Dark Angels. Allegiance, loyal. Primarch Lion L. Johnson, a
Wow.
duelist, a knight, a real asshole.
Looks
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
Chad.
lie. The single word descriptor: paranoid. The Dark Angels
Oh.
are our first legion, hailing
not
from the
good.
death world known as Caliban. Their Primarch,
What?
Lion L. Johnson, is what happens when you try to make the side profile Chad meme
Yeah,
into a genuine
exactly.
character. He is a master
That's
tier
him.
duelist, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few fights
Likes
he isn't
lions,
ready to
huh?
lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the Knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often
Yeah.
donning robes and hoods. Their names also follow this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on. However, the common thing
With the head stuff, they you know, the head accessories, they also have a very Roman kind of vibe to them. I like it. It looks cool, but yeah, it looks very like warriors of old and stuff like this. I like it. It's fun. It's fun.
associated with Dark Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are
Oh yeah, that's
very heavily
Crusade.
trying to expunge all knowledge of them
Jeez.
from existence. Fallen? What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away
What,
and
the
mind
Fallen?
probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them even though they don't exist. They love their interrogations. They thrive in it.
Seems like they don't
Lionel
exist.
Johnson is a scorched earth policy
Fallen who?
sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on a homeworld different Primarch, whose mom was there, he was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels are a
Wow.
special group where they formulate themselves into
Nice
three different
guy.
factions. The Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx. The Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers. And the Green Wing, which is your standard Marines. They are a jack of all trades,
Very
but not in the
versatile.
sense where they're good at everything, but rather they have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool, they instead have 20 people with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep knight type lore, run the Dark Angels.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Our
Okay.
second Legion
I love the
is
One
a
Piece.
special one.
Let's go. Where's Gold Roger?
If you can see,
Yeah.
the numbers
Hey.
will go to
What happened to the
11.
second
The
Legion?
Emperor's Children. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Fulgrim. A
I am confused. What happened to the second Legion? I am very confused. That was a lot of memes for people who know, but I don't know. So what was that? Can anyone please explain in the comments? I have no idea what went on there, and I would like to know. Something went horrible wrong, it seemed, but yes, it would be nice to know, you know?
perfectionist, an artist, a
Oh.
sneaky snaky snake. And the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's
Purple.
children are all
He's
about
royal.
the pursuit of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in war, in artistry, and perfection in every other aspect of life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple, and gold.
Yeah, I love that they choose this color because in the Middle Ages and stuff like that, purple especially, you know, was associated with royalty, so it shows a very royal kind of vibe. The above people and the gold makes that a lot stronger, so I like that. That representation is very nice.
Their ships have spires of gorgeous marble and gold statues in their
Yeah, they're
honor.
showing
Fulgrim
off.
is a man who believes the pursuit of perfection is the goal of all things. And I mean, look at him. Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs
He's
go,
a
he is the
L'Oreal
one
model.
you look at. And if 40k had a guy that would give you the best sex you've ever had and never call you back. This is the fucking guy. Which is why this pursuit of decadence led them to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's Children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one. One devoted to, you guessed it, Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, god of unspeakable excess. The Emperor's Children in their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slaanesh's great will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack with sonic weaponry for perfection through sound. And they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle against Slaanesh as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now. A demon Primarch, corrupted and bringing his legion's will.
So the Primarch is a Naga now. That's pretty impressive. I like that kind of. It's, you know, I liked his armor, but his new style is cool too. I don't really know what I think about the Chaos Space Marines so far, but, you know, for my first impressions, they're kind of badass. I don't know if I like them, you know, more than Space Marines or more than the Chaos, but I really think that a mix of them two is pretty badass. I might put them above them because, you know, they have basically every cool part of every side, so they're kind of super cool, you know? That's how they are.
By himself. As far as Emperor's Children go, they are some bad people. They do horrible things to anyone and everything. In fact, they're such trolls that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or maybe the music at a concert was too loud and you didn't bring any earplugs, or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it, and you twist it, and the knob breaks, and that is the Emperor's Children.
Oh, that's what I always said about 40k, you know, it's basically fantasy or normal sci-fi, but dialed up, you know, turned up by 100, 120, 360, higher and higher. It's insane what this universe is, and I love that there's a faction that is basically a super dialed up version in the universe that is basically super dialed up. That makes a lot of sense, and I love it. That's good. That's good.
Is dead.
Iron Warriors.
God means dead, and we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Perturabo.
Oh my
a warlord,
God.
a siege smith, an incel.
He
Single
looks
word
insane.
descriptor, siege. Continuing the trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo of Olympia. To understand the Iron Warriors, though, one must first understand Perturabo. A man so bitter coffee beans run for light. A man who hates the world and everyone in it, who never got recognition for his deeds, who hates his brothers and hates their accomplishments even more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The Horus Heresy. We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy. Intermission.
Yay.
So Horus was the Emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the Emperor walked into his room.
That I heard, yes.
Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name and she loved me for it. I really think that I might get to meet her one day. And kind of played out something like this.
Are you winning, son?
Feelings for her are not real. They are real to me.
And then it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall.
Okay.
So it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah.
A little bit intense.
So Iron Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism, where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally summon demons just to take them and trap them in machines and use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do. They summon demons to trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons, they are tanks, they are turrets, and they don't die. They hate Imperials. They hate Imperial fists.
Do you need a pacifier, Iron Baby? No! No, I don't!
They are bitter incarnate. Perturabo and the Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them because fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The White Scars.
Let's go. No, but the last one, they looked kind of insane, you know, like some parts of them left strapped into big machines, and I mean, they're called the Iron Legion, so it makes sense. They're basically, you know, heavy machines themselves. It's pretty insane. I like them. They look cool. I don't like the methods, you know, summoning demons, putting them into machines. But I can see that they're pretty badass and most likely very liked by a lot of people because, you know, big tanks, big siege machines, all of that kind of stuff, people love that shit. I kind of love that shit, but I think there are a lot more factions I vibe more in the 40k universe, but I don't think they would be unpopular. They look pretty badass to me. Just not 100% my kind of thing. So let's look at those.
Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Jagatai Khan. A speed demon, a plane strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor, speed. Hailing from Chagoris. The White Scars are all about speed. They love melee, but they love it even more when they are doing it from a motorcycle or land speeder. Or honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition or glory from the combat they engage in. They engage in it because it is their duty and because they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Horses and replace them with motorcycles and land spears, and that's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan. Consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The White Scars are actually physical scars on their body, going back to their heritage on Chagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead, but a reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient. He is often underestimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the White Scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be truly shown when the time is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but
that's his beard in the other shot. I thought it were tongues, you know, so split tongues like a snake or something. I really thought it would be tongues, but it's just his beard, very nicely drawn. That's kind of funny. That looked very fucked up to me in the first place, man.
It doesn't diminish their accomplishments. All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on, and if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for
I like them more with the
Shameless
traditional
thirst
armor.
break.
This is dog.
Woof, 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 woof.
Woof, bitch.
The Space Wolves.
Woof,
Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Leman Russ. A Viking, a Savage, the Undertaker. Single word descriptor, wolf, 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 wolf. There's so many goddamn wolf
likes
units.
wolves.
Skater, how many units in the Space Wolves Codex have the word wolf in their name?
All of them.
The Space Wolves are the 6th Legion and hail from Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a world with their Primarch, Leman Russ. I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Space Wolves because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most obvious what their shtick is legion in the 20 legions besides the World Eaters. When you look at the Space Wolves behind, what do you see? Do you see Vikings in space?
Yes.
You've done it. Congratulations, you have found Vikings in space. But they have as much in common with a regular Marine as an all-day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk. The Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human, so they could get drunk. They have fangs in their mouths. They sometimes cannibalize their enemies. Sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're raiders. They're Vikings. But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Leman Russ is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments.
What I really like so far is every single legion is very distinct to one another. I thought there would be way more, close to each other. There would be way more overlap and stuff like that. But every single one so far is very distinctly different from the next one. And that's what I saw in 40k overall so far. It is, you have so many different things, but most of them are very uniquely and distinctly different in every single way. That's kind of crazy to me, because if you enter most fantasy, sci-fi, whatever universes, you see a lot of the time there's not that much deep thought that got into something, just, they brushed over it, or it's brushed over really fast, so you don't really notice there are all those plot holes, all those holes, and there's a lot of the stuff that is the same, just to, make the world bigger, inflate it basically without really writing more or putting more work into it. But in 40k it really seems it's very, thought out, it's very nicely done. A lot of detail into every single unit, faction, whatever. It is pretty insane to see that from an outsider perspective. Going into it, unraveling it slowly. It is so much detail and so much to soak in. I guess that is why a lot of people, just can't handle taking all of that in, because it's so much information. Even for me, it's not easy to keep up with all the stuff that's happened. I forgot a lot of information and got reminded, hey, there's that. Mostly small stuff, but still. I'm usually pretty good in picking up things, but in 40k it's even hard for me. It's really hard for me to keep up with all the details I find in cross-referencing videos. It's wild. It's wild out here in the 40k universe, guys. It's wild.
Everywhere they can, but at the same time he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion to wrestling. If you want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
We're gonna build the wall. We have no choice.
Oh no,
we have no choice. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn, a builder, a phalanx, and he needs a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogel Dorn, their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship called the Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of duty. They love to serve. The love to serve and the inability to be moved. Rogel Dorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie shows that he is as blunt as the weapons of war he creates. Not the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The Fists are the same. Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you have the Imperial Fists. They are immovable.
Also the formation, that was, what is it? Is it the turtle? I don't know, it was a Roman formation they just did. It is pretty interesting how they mix that stuff together. And yeah, the first time you saw the Primarch, you thought of big general or something. So duty, that makes a lot of sense. And again, very, very distinctly different than the other ones. Again, every single time so far. That is impressive.
When you find a spot, they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is paramount. Without them, the Horus Heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperium lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry. Want to know why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Guys, bring the thing! Where is he going?
That looks like a funny series. What is that? Is that a tank? That's a cannon.
Hey! Hey, that could have killed me! Hey, guys! We missed! Get another!
Dorn and Perturabo are basically
What the
two
fuck?
sides of the same coin. One is just a bit more level-headed and got better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space
That's rude,
Marines are
man.
good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start fisting.
I am
Start
having a very
fisting.
bad day.
Okay.
This, today, is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go.
The Sad
Night
Legion?
Lords.
What the
Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch Conrad Kurz, a sadist, a vigilante, depresso espresso. Single word, fear. The Night Lords
Gothic.
are my favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo and their Primarch Conrad Kurz.
What
They
the
are a
fuck?
traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World or the World of Endless.
Is that, you know, all Dracula themed? It very much looks like it. It looks like, you know, there he is. Flood. He's back again. It's cool. I can't lie, man. It looks fucking badass. It's just so intense and different, their look, but man, is it cool. You know, if you like that kind of shit, the dark, gothic, yeah, not really gothic, yeah, kinda. But if you like that dark style kind of vibe, even though I liked Revendreth in World of Warcraft, so if I like that, I like that here a lot more.
Night. Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst
punks.
gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide rate. The Night Lords followed in the
nice.
footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of justice and that the only way to make humans compliant is through fear. The Legion, bless him, has been lost on them as their ranks were
Maybe
repopulated by
he's evil
gang
Batman.
members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube as young as 12 years old. Murderers
not
before they
good.
were even teenagers, raised to become demigods. Now, fear is what they sow and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay because they think it's fun. They run away often so they can come back and kill you with more numbers. They prey on the innocent and the
Jesus.
weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy and flee any battle where they
Okay.
don't possess overwhelming odds. They are the antithesis of normal Space Marines. They
fuck?
are scum. One time, a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and clapped as it appears that they had won the battle.
Oh,
and the
no.
airlocks opened, and the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the
fucking
populace.
hell.
In other words, a legion
that's
of
right,
gangers and criminals. Add together a heavy Slavic influence to them, you've got my favorite faction.
Wow, okay, maybe not so much, you know, vampires. I think their style is very much like it, not really their behavior, but they're still kind of badass, you know. They look pretty badass, and again, distinctly different, very different from the others. You said like the most anti they could be, but man, that stuff is wild. I like it though. I like it. I'm interested in a lot of them. You know, usually the man, it's more like the darker and the weirder and the more fucked up it gets here, the more I kind of like it. I have to be honest. And I still want to know what was it with the Second Legion. We didn't see anything about them. That kind of confused me. What is going on there? What was that?
You have not done the dishes for 5 years.
What
So
ancients?
embarrassed when people come over
What
here.
does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do dishes.
The Blood Angels.
Wait,
Allegiance?
was that what we do in the shadows? I know that series. That or the movie. That stuff is great. What We Do in the Shadows, pretty good. It's pretty stupid, but pretty good, you know? Also, I think we will get more vampire theme here, so the others might be more like, you know, night terrors, monsters, you know, stuff in the dark overall, and this seems to be more vampire focused. So let's see about that.
Loyal. Primarch, Sanguinius.
Oh,
an angel,
I saw
a
him before.
vampire, a dead-ass motherfucker. Single word descriptor.
He's pretty boy.
Blood. The Blood Angels are 9th Legion, hailing from the homeworld of Baal, with their Primarch,
Bald.
Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic tale with one of the best
Jeez.
Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed
Lucifer.
by the hands of the traitor Horus before the Emperor's eyes.
Oh,
the
no.
death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage. The Blood
Oh,
Angels
what?
degrade over time, experiencing something called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst for blood. As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to tear everything in sight apart. But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time for vengeance. That
What the
Space Marine
fuck?
over there, that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him. That Orc War Boss over there, Horus. Kill
Oh,
him. That
no.
Tyranid Swarm, 1,000 Horuses. Horai. Kill him.
Hooray, hooray. Oh my god, no, that's, I think there is a mental disorder like that that makes you, you know, see people as maybe your parents or something like that. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, now projected into every single one of them through their seed, through this spreading problem that they're having from the corrupted seed. It's pretty crazy. You know, it's not a very deep story. It's not a very complex storyline, but it's a very cool one. It gives them a very different twist, and I think a lot of people like that kind of style, especially with the aesthetic, you know, and the pretty boy.
Them all.
Is
Did
what
your
it is.
toast come out a little bit burnt? Horus sabotaged your toaster.
No.
Destroy the toaster. Destroy it. Do it. Do
Yes.
it. Kill your toaster. Do it. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the Blood Angels, and it gives them
Yeah.
this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery. They have chalices of blood. They
Oh,
rest
no.
in coffins and can even use psychic
Really?
powers to sprout angel wings from their bodies. They are a tragedy through and through, and the only thing that will look more tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact
Let's
with.
go. Well, that was a pretty wild first part. I enjoyed it a lot. It was super cool, as well as always. Bricky, you know, it was funny. There are most likely a lot of jokes I didn't get because, you know, it's Warhammer stuff. It's Warhammer memes. I don't know a lot of them. I'm not that deep into the lore, but I always appreciate him and how easy he basically makes stuff to outsiders to understand, to get a little bit into it. All those quick, you know, introductions to all of the legions. It's very nice for people that don't really know what's going on. Just a little overview, a little bit of fun with it, and seeing exactly how different all of those legions are. That was my biggest takeaway from this video. They are all so distinctly different, and I think if we went through all 20 of them, if we are at the end of the video, there will be one legion for everyone. It's basically, you know, you have different flavors, you know, 20 different flavors of ice cream, very distinctly different. Some might like to, you know, mix and match some of them. They have an army of that and an army of that. Most likely not an army of every 21 of those. But I think it's, like I said, it's very different, very distinct, and I think everyone can have the fun with those legions. It's very cool that they did it this way, especially because it's the human race. They're usually, as I said in many videos, not that interesting. Humanity in every single sci-fi or fantasy thing out there, it's usually pretty basic, a couple of cool things here and there, but they really, really tried to make humanity, you know, very diverse, very interesting, very different, something for every single one of us, because there are people that like to go wild and just pick something that is completely different and unique, and other people like a little bit more of a self-insert kind of thing, not really most likely in this universe, you know, fully, but idealized versions, crazy cool versions of stuff they like and put to the extreme. Not that they really, you know, agree with what's happening, but their stuff they like, just, you know, put in a corner. And I think with those 20 different legions, you have a good chance to find something you like and you can agree with and can go with it. And if you don't, I mean, there are enough races and other factions out there you can go wild on. We saw that already. There is so much stuff. But if you're interested in some kind of human style, maybe deeper politics, their worldviews, if you like that kind of stuff, if you like their style, there's so much and many different things you can like and enjoy. I think they did it very smart, very nice, and I loved Bricky's view on the kind of stuff, how he showed us, how he explains that kind of things. I'm pretty excited to see the second part of the video. If it wouldn't be that long, I wouldn't split it, but it's kinda long. So we will see it in the next part, and I see you then. Bye.
To the people on
To
the
me.
internet,
Yes.
the time has come. The
time
reckoning begins. Your boy got himself a shaker cup.
Oh, very nice.
After many, many months of shilling
Happy for
gamer
him.
subs like mad, my
That's nice.
favorite thing to do, we have ourselves a goddamn shaker cup. It's here,
Let's
the
go.
official Bricky waifu shaker cup. Do you see
Waifu
the
shaker
gal
cup.
on here? If it's
Yes,
not great
yes, I
focusing,
see
I'm
her.
sure there'll be a thing in the background.
Very big,
Put a thing in the background. Long white hair, absolutely.
Inspiration.
A bit more toned.
And personality.
Abs, obviously. Bikini, hit it. Legally distinct mark on the face. Of course,
Yes,
she
very
wants
legally
you
distinct.
to do the diddle thing, maybe, but most likely
Wow.
to serve in a glorious army. Legally distinct? I think so.
Very
The
legally
Bricky
distinct.
Shaker Cup is available now, and you should get it while it
Seems
is
like you
hot.
have a lot of
But if you're
problems
thinking,
with Game
Bricky,
Freak, huh?
what should I put in this? Well, how about my top 10 favorite gamer subs flavors?
That's
From
very
number
nice.
1 to number
Game of
10.
Thought
All of them
9000.
incredible, but listed regardless.
Very good.
And an addendum for those that are caffeine free.
I'm
This
happy for
shaker
him.
cup is
That's
available
nice.
now
He
in the
deserves it.
description of this video. You may use code Bricky as well at
Let's
checkout
go,
to get a
10%.
discount on your order. A massive amount of profits goes to yours truly.
Nice
and a
money.
huge thank you to Gamer
Congratulations,
for sponsoring
Bricky.
and
That's nice.
for getting me this beautiful, beautiful cup. Go out there and get it. I'm gonna take one more sip for the camera, slow it down, throw some sexy music in there,
Ooh,
and I'll
enjoy.
see you guys soon.
There it is. Very good, man. Very good.